Now it came to pass that men multiplied on the earth, and daughters were born to them. The B'nai Elohim, that is, the Grigori, the fallen sons of God, saw that the daughters of men were beautiful, and they took themselves wives from the daughters of men.
Hi, I'm Joshua Deos Gennari, executive producer of Very Film Productions and the author and creator of the Sacred Vampire Saga. So what is the Sacred Vampire Saga? The saga is comprised of two distinct parts. The first is a trilogy novelization with 3 books. The first, Genesis of the Forsaken, Rise of Dark Force, and Balance of Power. The second part of this saga is a film trilogy called the We Were Vampire series, also made up of 3 movies. The first is Vampori Prophecy, then Split Soul, and the finale is Redemption. These 6 stories combined together create a lineage or a tangible beginning for the origins of the vampire. I started writing We Were Vampire back at the end of 2009, and it was originally meant to be a short script of 16, 17 pages. It was going to be a video, a little film advertisement for the Sacred series, and I had used the book as a prop in the film. And got to the end of that and realized that the characters that I was using, normally a short film doesn't have a lot of characters. This short film had a ton of characters, all who kept trying to claw their way back onto the page for more. And I inevitably got to a point where I realized that I either needed to make a decision to call it quits here or finish out the story. And I had really wanted to see my characters be able to complete their journey. So I called up Jen and Jesse, who were working on the Sacred at that time, and sent them by email a copy of the We Were Vampire short film. And about 3 hours later, Jen and Jesse called me back and said, "Hey, this is awesome, it's phenomenal. You're going to finish this, right?" And We Were Vampires basically was born that way. And I decided I was going to go ahead and finish it out, and I had a conversation with them, linking the Sacred to We Were Vampires, and to make sure that it was all the continuity had all stayed the same. And so, like I said, We Were Vampires was born. I finished out the first act and realized that the story was not quite what I had envisioned originally. The main character actually shifts in between the first and second story, and it becomes a story more about Lilith than anything, as she becomes the main character in the second and third film. And it's an incredible action-adventure film. There are moments where we take a pause to make a laugh. And I was able to, throughout the research that I did for the Sacred, wrap it up in a way that is interesting and exciting, not only for the audience, but it was interesting for me as a reader even to read it. And so I handed the script out to several different people, my wife included, and they have all come back with resounding kudos for the script. What I love about We Were Vampires the most is it's not your typical vampire film. It is wrapped up in a lot of religion, a lot of lore. I wanted to be able to create an origin that made sense. It's always been my belief that to have a supernatural creature like the vampire, even the werewolf, that you need a supernatural place of origin. And there's only a few places where that can be explained. One is a religion, and there are a lot of different religious texts that I studied during this process and went over. One element that I took from was Genesis 6. Another was the Book of Enoch. And these became kind of my Bibles, or my guide to bringing all of these elements together. and reference actually even the Grigori from the Book of Enoch, and how that all plays into effect. That was a very, very delicate situation to handle, because I didn't want it to be a film about religion. I wanted to be founded and have foundations there because of the supernatural elements of vampires and even other characters and other creatures, in fact, and some of which I even bring back from the sacred towards the last script. But that is my journey and has been my journey with We Were Vampires. There are a lot of different elements in it that are exciting and fun, and I think it would be a fun experience for a lot of the vampire fans out there to be able to see this and realize that there is a possibility here to build on what's already been created and establish a lineage and a origin for the vampire, which it was originally my intention when I started the Sacred Saga to begin with. So thank you very much. I've enjoyed sharing with you about this experience. I encourage you to take a look and read the script.